This is the Simpit. Ha! Psych! This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun, and welcome to today's edition of the Pitstop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Happy hump day to everybody out there. Before I even get today's show started, I have to apologize for Monday. I guess with Monday's show, you guys get to see a little bit about me. You know that A, I'm real. I'm not, it's not an act up here. B, you know that I am as positive as I am, unless I'm not. I was in a real funk on Monday. Don't know what it was. There were a handful of things behind the scenes with the show. There are a handful of things with life, and then just maybe not enough sleep. I don't know, but I apologize for Monday's show because that is not. And maybe you guys can answer this question the next time, and hopefully it doesn't happen. I've done a lot of these shows. We never, ever have a situation like that. I mean, is that a day that I should have just called in sick? Is that a day I should have just said, I'm sorry, we are not going to be on the air. We're not in proper form. I don't know. I feel bad subjecting you guys to my bad mood. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that at all. And I think I even said something bad about Jimmy Broadbent, and he came in and we clarified things, and I got an email from a couple of friends within the show saying, hey, maybe you don't need to be harsh like that. And, just to clarify, I have no issue with Jimmy Broadbent, and I apologize because I don't know if any of that would have happened had I not been on the air on a day that I was just grumpy Shaun, which is 1 out of 1,000 days. I mean, I can go 3 years without a day that I'm grumpy, but we did get one upon me. Anyway, last time I'm going to apologize for it. I'm sorry. Hopefully it'll be brighter, better things. And that doesn't mean that I won't get upset about something. That doesn't mean that I won't be doing my rants occasionally. But Monday was a little off the rails, I will say. So not something I'm super proud of. Nothing I'm ashamed of or regret either. But yeah, when I'm streaming almost every day or 3, 4, 5 days a week, it's really hard to be perfect in that respect. And also keep in mind, when I'm working, it's me alone. I don't have a staff. There's no one helping me prepare shows. There's nobody psyching me up. I don't have a fluffer. Anyway, all right, on with the news. Happy hump day. I hope you guys are all coping. I don't even want to say that, Izzy. We're all sim racers, and one of the things that I think one of the things that you could say about me is I've always embraced all of sim racing because I am such a different strokes for different folks. Different strokes for different folks. Yeah. I am such a different strokes for different folks type of person. RTA, Fluffer Fun, thank you very much. I just feel like we all have our place in this sim racing world, and we all are here for completely different reasons. And we all get different things out of it. And there are people who like every aspect and some who like certain aspects of sim racing more than others. And I think when you get into other hobbies like ours, that it's very similar. You get, again, when I used to fly RC planes, after years of doing it, I learned that I like building planes more than actually flying them. I was a really good pilot. I love flying. I loved racing planes, by the way. That was the best. But if I wasn't trying to crash them, I wasn't really having fun. I got bored once I got really good at it. And I think that in sim racing, getting back to that crowd, it's like, no. When you talk about different crowds, it's like, yes, but you have people who sim race and never go online. They spend their entire careers racing various different sims and never take them online. And I've known a lot of people over the years who are like that. So it's really hard to point a finger at any group because as long as you're part of our community, as long as you're out there sim racing, you consider yourself a sim racer, then I appreciate your presence. Now, all of the different shows, and we're all fans of all of the different sim racing shows, whether it be reviewers or watch me drivers. There are some that we like more and there are some we like less for various different reasons, and we all have our own reasons. So, anyway, the main point, I said I apologize for Monday and being in a really bummer mood, and I don't think that does well for the show. I'm always asking you guys to spread the word, tell people to come watch. If anybody had done that Monday and somebody had never seen this show before, I'm not sure we made any new fans. So, I think that's the main takeaway. And I guess me streaming a show is a lot like getting into a race. You get on the start line, and from the moment until you take the checkered, it's on you how you're going to handle yourself, and you can make decisions. And anyway, I just feel, yeah. Anyway, on with the news. Happy hump day. Just want you to know I'm in a much better mood, and hopefully we don't have another one of those. Now, despite being in a good mood, despite being a cheery version of Shaun, I personally have had enough already of Esport taking over the world. I have had enough of every day 1,000 articles about, this esport, that esport, that esport. And the only reason is, and I think the reason I love the opportunity. Do not get me wrong. Boy, do I love the opportunity that sim racing is getting. But from being inside, I am getting exhausted by every series and their mother jumping onto sim racing and me having to act like I'm excited. I'm also very torn. So I want your guys' thoughts. I want your guys' opinion on this. Please tell me. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Joa. Fox Sports to air complete eNASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series season. I mean, I guess we can hope that these guys, the collective group of their invitational group, get better at sim racing. But I was having a good conversation yesterday with a good friend of mine in the sim racing. He's been heavily, I don't want to name his name, but he's been involved in sim racing as long as I have. He's somebody you would know by name if I mentioned it, but I'm not going to. And we are talking about this esport thing. And Fox Sports to air complete eNASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series. I've finally come to terms with my thoughts on this. I feel like them doing a couple, like each group saying, hey, we're going to have a big invitational, a pro-am, our guys only race, and doing that, I feel like that's cool. Yeah, in honor of your series, that's great. But I don't know how I feel about it being, okay, but now we're just going to do it every week. But now we officially have, I'm going to do 10 push-ups for this. In my opinion, Fox Sports airing the complete eNASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series instead of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Esport Series is shitting on sim racing. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm going to do 10 push-ups. They are shitting on sim racing is my opinion. You tell me I'm wrong. I'm going to do 20 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The Shaun Colwig charity race. I'm wrong. People are interested in real drivers more than sim racers generally. I agree with that point. I do. I'm not wrong. John says it's true what I'm saying, but the fans want to see the ones they know. Rudy Van Buren is a hero, indeed. I can't even keep up with your chat. This is awesome. This is the best. Yep, Finny. FS1 will air what gives them the most ratings. Joa says, have you looked at us sim racers? We are not very marketable. Anthony says, if they could put on a better race, it would be. Viewership equals money equals hiring. Where'd that one go? I missed the last part of it. The chat is on fire. Yeah, I have to confess, I'm torn. Because I understand the marketing side. I understand the name. I understand and appreciate the good exposure for sim racing. But when you're going to use sim racing as your competition, isn't it only fair for us to promote the best of the best? It's for the fans of the series, not for us. We don't really yeah, okay, Billy, you put it so well, actually. All this is for the fans of the series. This is not for us. We don't really factor into this equation. This gets people in, and they get to learn who the best are afterwards. Mitchie Hoyer, 50-50. And I think that, to be fair, I think that I am 50-50 on the topic for the same reasons that Billy Strange just said and a lot of you have expressed. But it still doesn't have me feeling rubbed wrong. And keep in mind, I don't really have a horse in this race. This doesn't affect me or the Simpit. This is me wanting to idolize our heroes and feeling like this was the opportunity. 50-50. Yin yang. John George, there will be a huge influx of sim racers. We've already seen that. And yes, and we've seen it. What if they did both? Now, as I say this, let's be real. NASCAR's virtual race was the most watched esport TV show to date. Now, as I'm sitting here pessimizing this, as I'm sitting here feeling rubbed the wrong way on behalf of our sim racing pros, this is the reality. I mean, in the last couple of years, I watched a Rocket League competition on television. I saw some Counter-Strike, I think it was, competition. I've seen a handful of other competitions, esport competitions with $1 million payouts, by the way. And NASCAR's virtual race was the most watched esport TV show to date. It is really hard to argue with that. I can sit here and piss and moan all day long, but it doesn't change that fact right there. And this hits right at the heart of what Billy was saying. The bottom line, this wasn't for us. And thank you for bringing that to my attention, bringing that thought. If a pro sim racer wins, yeah, if you do like that, yep. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I wonder how the NASCAR peak antifreeze guys, esport guys feel. I mean, I'd love to know, and I can't imagine they could tell you publicly because that would probably be a bad move. But I wonder how, like, the Michael Contis, the Ray Alfalas, and so on feel. All right, what else? eNASCAR race draws a record TV audience for an esport event. Do we have a number? The race topped the previous record of 770,000 viewers for Mortal Kombat on the CW network. They had 903,000 viewers on Fox Sports 1. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Boy, did Coca-Cola get in at the right time, huh? In the right series at the right... No, they're on the wrong series. Coca-Cola isn't getting anything out of this, are they? No, that's for the Peak Antifreeze one, right? Oh, I'm so confused. Okay, anyway, all right, let's get back to things. Timmy Hill, Garrett Smithley, savor iRacing moment in series opener. So despite not winning, these guys were feeling great because they actually run, this article is talking about the reversal. So when you look at this invitational, some of the guys who run on lower ranked teams or lower series, suddenly, well, because they're good at sim racing or they take it seriously or adapted well, suddenly it's kind of flipped over the who's who of the best of the best, which has got to be fun for Timmy Hill, Garrett Smithley. That's why they are savoring the moment. Hold on. Let's see if it works. Where are the ads? I installed the ad blocker after pulling all of today's articles. Oh, look. So if I refresh before I get in there, no more ads for you guys. Norman Robinson, I don't know, but so if you were to look at the two Joe Gibbs racing drivers, Denny Hamlin, who won the race, was running a full motion SimCraft simulator. Kyle Busch, also of that team, was also running a SimCraft full motion simulator and had all the motion turned off. Yeah, it's great exposure for sim racing. It is hugely great exposure for sim racing. All right, let's refresh. No more ads for you guys. Sports Car 365. I saw this article. This is just the one I used. I like the picture. This picture looks real until you see the Fanatic on the Redline car here. But this looks very real to me. That looks like a real track, real cars, and a real photo. $200,000 prize fund for Porsche as Tag Heuer Esports Super Cup. So they now have additional sponsorship and money at what has become the premier road racing series on iRacing at this point. Denny Hamlin said he did more interviews for the online race than he ever did for the regular cup race. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's the problem is sometimes the pros take it as a joke. Not all. You have a mix. I've been at CXC simulations during one of the iRacing Pro races, which was an invitational race that they've done annually. And I've watched, I've been in the room when you had like 10 to 20 pro racers at CXC racing. And you get to see the ones who take it very seriously, the ones who kind of take it seriously, and the ones that are kind of constantly rolling their eyes saying, what am I doing here? That's fair, though. All right. So that's good. Big money for those guys. Money, 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 money. Another article at iRacing talking about Tag Heuer joining Porsche Esports Super Cup as title sponsor. Good stuff, good stuff. Big name. Alex Bergeron. So Outlaws is up and running. And Alex Bergeron begins iRacing World Outlaws Sprint Car Series title defense with a Volusia victory. This guy. Billy, when are you going to go show Alex Bergeron how to run? No pressure. Yeah, I think that they tried. You know, there were a lot of cautions in the race, but there wasn't a lack of effort type of cautions. It was, hey, how many cautions did we have in our Daytona race on Friday night? I would dare say that we looked worse than they did. Sad to say, but we didn't look too good on Friday night. If you use in-car camera when you pit a NASCAR, will you see pit crew working? No, I don't think you would. No, so going by memory, you see the right front changer come in front of the car, and occasionally you'll see his head of both the left and right changers' heads, maybe like poking over the fender a little bit. But no, you don't really see them from in the car. Well, and then you have the F1 race, you know, and it's like to be fair in this, you really have to look at each race independently. The NASCAR race looked really good because it was really real. They did a lot of interaction with the drivers and the people involved, and a lot of streams going on, and those drivers promoting it very heavily. And then you look at the Formula One race where it was just sort of kind of a mess, actually. The race itself just didn't look very proper or pro or real even. Uh-oh. Here comes Gamer Muscle. Because it's Joke Masters. All right, replacements. Oh, this is what I was talking about. So here's Ron. Here's him building up for the event. Yeah, there's something somewhat genuine about the NASCAR one that I have to give it credit for. A lot of the drivers seem pretty psyched about it. Parker Kligerman. Anyway, yeah. All right. Just a reminder, this Sunday, the 29th, is the challenge, the British GT Challenge. Stop press. We've doubled the number of wildcard entries for Sunday's SRO Esport charity event at Monza due to phenomenal demand amongst real-world pro and amateur sim racers. You could be one of 10 fans competing in it. So we talked about this on Monday, the Grumpy Show, but don't forget, this is something. Mitchie, you going to go do this? Who's good at Assetto? You guys should go after this. Leaderboard right now. Top 5 are Mike Noble, Tobias Pfeiffer, Christian Lozanov, Tiziano Brioni, and Luca Tosato. Did I need a disclaimer? That felt like I got close. Top 10 at this point, so that's the amount they're going in. So you need to run a 146.842. And I can't remember what track they're using. Do you guys? Oh, you have FSR? All right, what else? Oh, little highlight video from that race, All-Star Esport race. This is when Rudy Van Buren actually took the win. I don't think we saw it. Did we watch this? I don't think this was out. I thought we watched the other battle between Lando and Jimmy Broadbent. Yeah, we watched this. I think someone earlier in the show today said Rudy Van Buren, the hero. What up, Stig? Chris Phillips. How you doing, buddy? Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. They're not real names. All right. Something demonetized my show as one of these clips that we played at some point. I don't know what it was, but I'm not going to worry about that. Flat Out Pack came out yesterday. I know I've been telling you guys, so I guess today's the last time I'll be able to talk about it. Yesterday, you could have gotten the Dirt Rally Colin McRae Flat Out Pack DLC. It was, I believe, included in their season pass. I believe it was included in their Game of the Year edition of the game. But there you go. I don't understand how and why, if you mention COVID, that seems very absurd to me. Like, of all the moments that YouTube's actually going to start getting sticky about... Anyway, okay. I read an article that all YouTube is being throttled down for the next month. Yeah, John, that's something I didn't even bring up. But I think all of the same topics that we brought up. So, you know, the broadcast booth, what, Mike Joy, Jeff Gordon, and who's the third? That's who people want to hear. So when we're talking about that event was not really for us, it was for the normal fans of NASCAR, and that maybe perhaps it should be the NASCAR drivers, not our pros. I don't know. I'm still 50-50 there. But the same thing. It's like, well, they still... I do think it was an opportunity. Doing it on a one-time thing is one thing. Turning it into the forever is a little different to me. That's one more step. Maybe I'm 49-51 on the topic when you talk about doing it permanently and not doing anything to incorporate our guys. I mean, it's money. It's money. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. Money. Yes, I saw that. Did we? Oh, because I forgot to hit refresh. We did that. There it is. Oh, but is that an ad? Will that go away? Yes, we just need to remember to refresh everything before we get there. I know you guys are at home and you're cooped up. I know you guys want to trash on the Cody's titles from time to time. But if you're at home and you're bored out of your mind, if you're at home and you have not tried Grid or F1 2019 or Dirt Rally 2.0, all three are for free trials on the PS4 or the Xbox One. I know all of you have a PS4 and an Xbox One. I know we're mostly PC gamers here, but I know you also own one of the or the other. You could be playing these. They're casual games. You can play them on your couch with your controller. So definitely Grid needs VR. Grid would be great in VR. It could be. Again, YouTube's doing all sorts of throttling right now. You're considered essential? Welcome to the club. The Simpit is essential. I was going to go off the air, and people are like, no, you're essential. And so I'm like, all right, I'll stay on the air. My brother is in housing, and that's considered essential. So my brother and I are still both hard at work. Derek, you haven't owned one since the PS1? I have an Xbox One and a PS4 that I never use. My brother plays them. I buy them, and when the new gen come out, I'll buy them, and then I will give them to my brother, or at least put them in his control. This is essential broadcasting. I need our sim racing community to have somewhere to gather and be normal, and so that's what we're here for. I already mentioned, we just talked about Operation Sports, mentioning the Dirt Rally 2.0. Colin McRae Flat Out Pack and Patch 1.13 are now available. That was yesterday, by the way. We've covered that. Probably the last time we get to talk about it. Boo-hoo. NASCAR Heat. NASCAR Heat is going to have a big podcast coming up. Oh, preseason. Look, this just in. I don't know if that's how that sound effect goes. This is the only story I had this morning with NASCAR Heat. Kyle Arnold, red 4424, tomorrow at 10:15 on the Race 41 podcast. They're going to welcome Hannah Newhouse. Hannah Newhouse looks like she's better on TV than radio. And I look like I should be on newsprint. I think I screwed up my own joke. Izzy! Thank you very much, Izzy. Awesome. Dude, I don't mean this as a shot at Jimmy, but bring on the... No. That was not a shot. That was just extreme sarcasm. Their audience doesn't do 20 push-ups just for swearing. So yeah, if you want to check out that podcast on with Hannah Newhouse, who is she? Anyone know who she is? I don't know who she is. NASCAR Heat, we're ready to defend. Brandy Gritton, Smoke Fan B20, helped SSHR8 Esports take the 2019 Pro League Championship. Their goals remain the same for 2020. Anyway, tonight is preseason round number 2 at 5 o'clock. My time, 8 o'clock Eastern for NASCAR Heat, their Xfinity Series. Jerry had to close his store for 3 weeks. Ouch. I hope you can cope with that. TFR, lovin'. TFR says he loves Derek Spear design button boxes. You still in the audience, Derek? You have a big fan there. The president of Sim Racing. Dirkquist, thank you very much. You can feel free to support everybody, though, financially. But no, I really appreciate it. And like I said at the beginning, you know, we have a lot of great streamers out there. We really do. There are a lot of people. Billy Strange Racing, speaking of great streamer. Racer turned broadcast is who Hannah is. Thank you, Billy. Billy, you have been an encyclopedia of knowledge and wisdom today. Bob got rid of his PS4. All right, what else do we have going on today? I gotta tell you, this show is so much more fun to do when I'm in a good mood. Forza! 21 hours ago, Drift Champ Vaughn Gittin Jr. created the special 2020 livery for the 25 Ford Mustang RTR. Get yours now by searching for gamertag VGJXX5 and livery name 2020 VGJ Reveal. So if you would like to have that badass looking paint scheme, which looks badass, I will say. I must say. I really must say. That looks kind of badass. Shaun, if we get 20% Sim Racers pros in the big esport events, it's victory for us. Yes. Yeah, I have that rig on here. I saw something else on that rig today. That thing, I don't know. That looked too much for me, but Gran Turismo. Today is the day. Here are the times. So West Coast 1300 for the Nations Cup. So F4H Super GT takes on the FIA GT. So that's on today if you want to watch that going on. What else? Rseat. So we have some news. So 31st is the official release of Automobilista 2. People who got in on the beta have already been playing it, but we're going to have, an update, I believe. That rig looks like a torture device. Joa says, and I'm going to just say this out loud because I've said it a few times. I'm going to go ahead and say it again today, and I really, really do mean this. big shout out to all the essential workers around the world keeping us safe and fed. I feel the same way, Joa, and I don't mind taking a moment diversion. We'll come back to Automobilista. But right now, and at this point, we have fans watching this show from all over the world, and there's pretty much not a region that's not being affected at this point. Obviously, it's really easy to thank the first responders or the people that fall under that. But, when I'm thinking, to me, you've got nurses, you've got doctors, you've got paramedics, firemen, policemen, National Guard, military, all these people being asked to step in and do their job because that's what they all signed up for. And so I'm grateful to those people. In this one, it's a little different than a normal tragedy situation, though, because at the same time, we're asking our friends, our family, our loved ones, in some cases, to all go to work as well. So when you go to the supermarket, just think that there's some person there working for not a lot of money who didn't sign in to put their life or their loved ones' lives on the line. And they're there at work making sure that you get to eat. You might go to a fast food and get all cringy about taking a delivery through the window. But just keep in mind that person was willing to go to work and put not only their life, but their friends, their family, their health on the line. So my real shout out isn't just to the first responders and extended list of first responders, but it's to all the people who are still at it. My brother goes to work to make sure that this building runs and that the people here still have their services and management and housing, because of the type of housing it is. The people who work at the gas stations, the people who work everywhere, the truck drivers. Thank you, Anthony. The truck drivers. And so many of our pit crew are actually truck drivers in real life. The postal workers, the delivery people. Now, I understand if you work for Amazon I'm not going to. The delivery workers, the factory workers to make sure goods still move. Anyway. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody who's letting this feel remotely sane. And yes, thank you to everybody who's taking precaution. And I'm not talking overreaction. I mean, I'm here. I'm being normal. I have to go to the market later. I'm going to put on some gloves. I'm going to put on a mask. And I'm going to go to the market. I'm not going to be in fear. I'm not going to overbuy. I'm not double, triple stocking up. But I need some perishable items. And I'll take a little precaution to not get sick and not get anyone sick. That's that. And I appreciate anyone out there who's just doing that. That's all it takes. For the most part, that's all it takes. Yeah, I agree. And okay, so you guys want to get scary. Gamer. I agree. I've been thinking about this. So, is this the new normal? So this COVID is very similar to SARS. SARS wasn't that long ago. I think to myself, these are the kind of things that happen in weird regions, but they might not always stay in weird regions for their origination. But maybe there have been a few that we didn't know. They stayed in their areas for some reason. But the flu could be prevented if we took the precautions we're taking now. So I know the sarcastic joke is, will this many people die from the flu, and this is only, and it's like, I don't want anyone to die. So that's when I say sarcastic, just to be clear, I don't want anyone to die. But I just think, are we always getting, like, when your grandparents die, how many times is it from the common flu? The flu hits people older no matter what. So if we really want to stop our loved ones. I mean, I loved my grandmother, right? She's gone. That's why I say loved. If she was alive, I'd still love her. I love my grandmother. But yeah, it's like, can we prevent death by being more hygienic? Like, is that all it takes? Is to be a little more conscious of that? Finny, but here's the difference. That's a choice. You know, like if we, and to me, there's a big difference. Oh, come on, this is going to get ugly if we get political. To me, there's a big difference between what I choose to do and what we as a society allow because it goes to others. So, for example, if I get sick and I go to the market and sneeze and all over everything and I get 10 other people sick, I'm an asshole. I'll do 10. Right? I mean, that seems fair to me. I hate the flu. I don't want to get any kind of flu. I don't want to get a cold. So every time somebody out there is taking their illness casually and I get sick as a result of it, that sucks. Now, if I choose to race cars, which is dangerous, and I die, yes, maybe safety precautions could be taken in the future to prevent such a death. However, it was a choice that I made. If I choose to smoke and I die as a result, it was a choice that I made. Nobody else did it to me. And I think that there's a big difference in protecting society from each other versus themselves. You start protecting people from themselves, and that's really a big personal rights argument. When you start protecting the people from the people, that seems like a civil society to me. All right, can we be done with that? I hope I didn't upset anybody or piss anybody off with that line of thinking. I try to keep it pretty free and void of anything that I think would, but on a basic level. Blue XR8, I don't know. Billy's a really busy guy. I will say this, that just yesterday I renewed our SoundCloud subscription, which means we still have a place to put our podcast version of it. So we still have the infrastructure in place to be able to do it. But it takes coordination in making it happen. But that does remind me that Friday's pit stop will be at 5 o'clock. I've been talking to Thawman, and on Mr. Thawman, I want to thank Mr. Thawman for being such a dedicated reporter for the sim racing, for the Simpit. Friday's show, we're going to probably cut a few of those end stories and keep it a little more focused on a few things so that we can move into racing. So Friday will be, let's talk about the important news and then move into racing. Devin Booth, I do not know. Suggestions? Anyone? What should we race Friday night after the pit stop at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern? AMS. So AMS is coming out on the 31st. That's like a week away, a little under a week at this point. Rseat, March 2020 development update. An update on AMS2 release. So you got a whole thing here. I found this via their Twitter, so if you want to read it and get all the details, you can go there for yourself. It's probably worth the read in this case. Anthony, it's only been like, 2 or 3 shows? So right now, the Friday show is actually not doing any better. It's about the same. So, yeah. So too soon to tell. I like doing it, and I like going right from the show into racing. Amir has some ideas. Awesome, because my brain is blank. Izzy, we're working on getting a Simpit server so that we can move and branch into our own independent races in Assetto Corsa, R Factor, Project Cars, things like that. That is the future plan. Any guests for our Friday show? No, but that could be done in various different ways, Derek, depending on who you had in mind or volunteers in mind. What am I printing? What I'm printing has nothing to do with sim racing. Do you guys still want to know? Yeah, would you guys like to see an interview with Elvis Rankin? Now, I know you guys, you've all had your butt kicked by Elvis Rankin. I owe you guys 10 push-ups, by the way. I haven't forgotten. Um, if you need nobody with an attitude problem, I am reprinting. Oh, did I take to the main garbage? Yeah. I'm printing a Tyrannosaurus Rex head, skeleton head. And yesterday I was testing the ability to switch from color mid-print. Elvis wants Elvis to be interviewed. How am I going to interview myself? Okay. If you guys have any suggestions for interviews for the show, you guys ever, I got to tell you, this, I've been playing Jurassic Park nonstop. No, I've been playing late at night or after dinner. If you got, this show is very open source. I have a game plan. I have an agenda. I have a idea of what I'd like to do. But if you guys have suggestions, things that you'd like to see, things that you think that I should be doing, I always invite you to hit me up, to email me, Shaun, S-H-A-U-N, Shaun at thesimpit.com. And I love input for the show. You have suggestions for people you'd like to see interviewed. I'm always open ears. I'm always listening. And I appreciate your guys' input more than you would ever imagine. So anyway, back to Rseat AMS and the big launch, the official launch, March 31st. The update 1.13. And time for the... Oh, wait, we might have a slowdown. Hold on. What a difference a month can make. A few weeks ago, we had just deployed beta build for AMS. We're still firing on still putting through our beta program. A lot has worked in the 3 weeks, but a lot remains to be done. And for that, we relied on a strong couple of weeks in this final stint to reach a standard we'd be satisfied. Sounds like there's a delay. Unfortunately, the last week has seen the world thrown into disarray, and with it, the little chance we still had to get through the remaining workload in time for the 31st evaporated. Yeah, I can see such a thing. This would not be... It would not be a good time to be pushing their developers to the limits. So, taking all this into account, we've elected to go ahead with a soft launch for AMS2 on March 31st, with a Steam Early Access release offering 40% discount over the full price of the base game for the duration of the EA phase, which they expect to be 4 to 8 weeks. All right, so this is an opportunity for you guys. If you didn't take advantage of the beta version, now you can, essentially getting it for 40% off, starting on the 31st, getting the variation of the beta game with that latest update. We have an updated roadmap for early access and beyond. And final week to join. So there you go. All right. Laser. Yes, but that doesn't mean that, like I work from home. But because of what's going on in factors beyond my job, it is carrying over and affecting my ability to do my work. So, yeah. Dan drops in every once in a while. My ego is, I was going to say my ego is not big enough for me to print a 3D bust of myself. No, my goal, I really, really want a 3D print of a Shaun bobblehead. That's my goal. When it comes to 3D printing myself, That's what I plan on doing. I missed something in your guys' conversation behind the scenes there. Sorry. Plum. all right. Moving right along, you guys. McLaren, Logitech, welcome to a new era of racing. Be the first to know. Email submitted. Thank you for signing up. Logitech G and McLaren are joining forces to start a new era of racing with G Challenge 2020 by combining McLaren rich heritage in motorsport and automotive racing with Logitech G expertise in e-racing and gaming technology. Man, I remember when we first saw the G25 wheel. Ah, that was awesome. Anyway, and promises to ignite the racing spirit in all of us. Stay tuned for more information. The countdown to G Challenge 2020 starts today. And the recap of their hot lap challenge that they had done, blah, 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 blah. So, we got another one coming. Shaun Cole bobblehead. Do a Friday show, the whole screen with 10 guests. That sounds a little busy. We could do it. We'd have to, in order to do something with that many people who like to talk, you would need a host, a mediator, I think, and you would probably need a script for how long each topic will go and how long, you know, because I could see a lot of stepping on toes and it taking a while to move beyond one point, but it would be fun. It could be done for sure. Marques and Rossi to do battle in MotoGP Esport race. So obviously their series are closed. Reigning champion Marc Marquez and MotoGP legend Valentino Rossi are among star names set for battle in a MotoGP Esport race this weekend. So now we have MotoGP doing it as well. F1's pantomime virtual GP is fun but unsustainable. They're talking about Motorsport GP, motorsport.com. Talking about F1 Esport inaugural virtual Grand Prix last weekend provided brilliant entertainment to those tuning in to watch a mix of F1 drivers and celebrities battle on track, but was a missed opportunity for making its own esports stars. A change of approach is needed if it successfully filled the void until resumption of proper racing. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. Kevin Ford, that would be a good host suggestion, Joa. All right. A debate format. That means that people have to stand on opposite sides of an opinion. We might find debate within it. They don't sell the McLaren rim anymore? I did not know that. Yeah, that's the problem. All right. Why F1 Showman is the big winner of its enforced hiatus. This is, this is where the master debater, I've been called that before. Oh, wait, no, not that. Not master debater. So think about if the new trend is that all the pro esport is now going to be the real life pros, not our pros, if it's going to be on TV each and every weekend or streamed each and every weekend, this is an opportunity for drivers. So Lando Norris is the king of turning this esport craze into a fan base for him as a real-life driver. When you think about NASCAR, you think about Dale Earnhardt Jr., who never won a championship in the big leagues, but was the #1 most liked driver for like 18 years straight. I think that if they put Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the ballot for the 2019 NASCAR, that he still would have been one most popular driver. Being raise hell, praise Dale. Being the #1 fan favorite is a very powerful thing in modern era racing. So Lando Norris is doing a great job of converting right now. He's the guy getting the streams on not the Bahrain GP. And meanwhile, the ones who aren't, think about it right now. Right now, where's Lewis Hamilton? And not that Lewis Hamilton needs it, but let's just be honest. So right now, Lewis Hamilton is out of the limelight. Lewis Hamilton, I'm sure he's on some yacht in Monaco, and it isn't a concern to him. But I would say you could probably argue that he might even be losing market share. He might be losing popularity as other drivers are gaining popularity. Yeah, it's awesome that Dale was in that race. Yep, Dale has always been a big backer and supporter and proponent of sim racing. Yeah, now I can just sell my own 3D McLaren wheel. We can't call it a McLaren wheel. Is it the wig? Do I just need to bust the wig all the time? Yeah, he's bringing back Wilkesboro. Yes. So anyway, my point here is this is an opportunity. We talk about the opportunity for sim racing and its growth, and I've talked about the ruffled feathers that come along with it, but the growth curve for sim racing is going to be through the roof. Anybody who's tried to get on iRacing this week has seen it has been at like 14,000 on the odd hours. 14,000. 14,000 was the amount of people you'd see online on a Saturday during an endurance race, but now it's the number you're going to see on a Tuesday night on the West Coast when everybody's already gone to bed. The numbers in sim racing are growing. It being on TV, it being streamed, it being the replacement for all of these others is a huge growth. Well, at the same time, the people, the drivers, the teams that can maximize this moment are going to go up. They're going to sell more jerseys. They're going to make more money. And they're going to become more important contracts than they were before it. So there could be a changing of the guard occurring as this happens. Yeah, exactly. It's been great because there's so many people to race right now. It's like you can pick and choose your series instead of just like, oh, well, this is the only one people are in. F1 stars Verstappen and Norris collide in Redline Sim Series opener. Yep, I think we covered all that enough. Yep. Enjoy the ads while you can. Just an article here, Culture of Gaming, why I stopped chasing all the collectible items, must collect it all, jacking it in, post-collectible items. He's talking about all the collectible items in the gaming world. PlayStation trophies. Oop, there you go. The obsession of it. I get that way as well. I am a perfectionist. What was it we were talking about me doing that the other day? Oh, because I've already restarted Jurassic Park like 4 times because I want my first part to be so perfect versus just trying to grind through the game with kind of a pace. How do you approach your games? I bring that up because, again, go try those free games while you're cooped up in the house. Speaking of which, RC Cars is free for the PC. RC Cars, an exciting arcade racing game featuring the world of highly realistic toy radio-controlled cars. Anyway, supposedly it's free at where? Indigala. That looks like Grand Theft Auto, but it's not. I don't know why I thought that looked like. Here we'll refresh and kill the ads. Yeah, all of my side jobs are gone. It's brutal. It is brutal. Did I see the new Jurassic Park HL2 mod? No, I haven't looked at any mods. I'm still on the base game. The chaos is the best part. I haven't gotten to chaos. What chaos? Is that deeper in the game? So check this out. You know I like to cover cycling, even though it might not be us. I just bought Half-Life Alyx. Is it Alyx? Alyx? I bought it yesterday and downloaded it, but I haven't turned it on. Watch where I put that cursor. Was it popping things up? Home smart bike sales are booming, but it may not last. Indoor exercise is spiking as millions of Americans self-isolate, but the industry is unlikely to avoid its underlying problems for long. I'm not sure what their underlying problems are, and I'm not sure. It's not like people can see. You know what it is? Those companies better not assume this is, you know, and this is so American that they think this way. Oh, look at our sales, and then they set that as like the new standards or benchmarks for their company to obtain, and they hire salespeople to account for those kind of sales, and then when it's all over, they go back to normal. But you just have to have more sensibility, I would imagine. I mean, they're viable companies today. They're having peak sales today. There's no reason they shouldn't be here tomorrow. Anyway, fascinating. Also, Zwift talking about Zwift with friends, video chat tools and help. So this is what people are turning to. Indoor cycling, gaming. I want me a Zwift so bad. Web24 talking about how Pierre Gasly would actually be in these sim racing events. But because of the corona isolation in Dubai, Pierre Gasly misses sim racing events. So until he is able to get home, he will not be part of it, despite wanting to be out there doing part of it. Gamer Muscle loves cyclist Lycra. I could just shut down the show today entirely and play Alex. I could do that. I mean, I can hit stop right here and just go play. All right. What else? Oh my god, I still have so many stories, you guys. And it's already 10:04. Wow. Racer's Esport calendar. All right, so Racer.com has a calendar of all of the events going on. Zwift Pit. I love it. You crushed it, Peloton. You didn't wake up to be average today, did you? I will not be disappointed. I'm glad to hear that, by the way. I've been waiting for a good VR game. All right, so SCCA Super Touring at Summit Point on the 28th. Also, IndyCar iRacing Challenge Fan Choice. Remember that? Fans were voting on what the IndyCar that starts. Gosh, that's only in 3 days, you guys. SRO Esport event. More of the ESCCA. The Bummarito. The Bummarito.com Throwback 500. FR America's iRacing Invitational. Coca-Cola Racing Series getting back to the big boys. IndyCar Challenge number 2. Anyway, really cool calendar of all of the big-time sim racing going on that you should check out if you're just looking for entertainment while at home. You'll find that at racer.com. Oh, cranky. Now you have me wanting to literally... yeah, I could shut down right now and play until the Friday pit stop. I don't know if I'll like scary, by the way. The Napster. Esport WTC. I think I have that, George. Thank you. Yes, I think I have that. Juncos Racing launches their own esport team as well. Juncos Racing announced today its expansion into the world of virtual motorsports, launching Juncos Racing Esport, which plans to compete in several series through iRacing, Gran Turismo Sport, along with building its own Juncos Racing Esport League and the online Juncos Racing Driver Development Program. They have a little video here showing a pit stop at Indy. And they have a website, Juncos. So that's a real life IndyCar team, by the way, just so you know. Don't know. Real racing versus virtual by them. Our cameras need more zoom. Yeah, why are the iRacing cameras so far away? Real race. They should call it real practice footage. There's no one in the stands. All right. Lav is dying? Is it? No, it just might have been some interference. Okay. I had to go back in your guys' chat. Sorry. I have to chat for 3 months to entertain through Corona. Game of the year. Lots of mic. I just moved the mic to the other pocket. Maybe that'll help. Bummerito sounds like something Ned Flanders named. Viper asked if I'm eagerly awaiting GTA 6. I'm going to come back to that in 1 second. Actually, I will address it. So, Futuristic Viper. Shaun, am I eagerly awaiting GTA 6? Yes and no. Let's be honest. Let's face it. I like Gran Turismo, but at this point, I'm so consumed with the amount of PC racing that I'm doing. I probably have very little time. I have no more time myself for Gran Turismo 6 than I do for Half-Life Alyx. However, with that said, don't get me wrong and don't misunderstand what I just said. I am extremely eager for GTA 6, and I guess this gets back to that beginning topic of the day. If we were to go all the way back to the topic of them putting all these real-life racers into Sims and acting like they're a bigger deal than we are, and being rubbed wrong. At the same time, look at the huge opportunity for growth. Growth is good. The more money our sim companies make, quite honestly, the more money they can put back into the Sims and hopefully make them better. At least the ones who love what they do will. And maybe give all their employees a raise as well. Who knows? But it's good if they make more money, not bad. It means they stay in business. Maybe we don't see as much changing of hands, project cars being sold off to Codemasters. Maybe if they're more lucrative, maybe they stay in it. I don't know how it'll affect it, but I think it's good that we get growth. Seeing 14,000 people on iRacing makes it a lot more entertaining when it's 2,500 people on iRacing. So, What am I most excited about Grand Theft Auto 6? It's another wave. It's another influx of sim racers coming through Gran Turismo. Because let's face it, Christmas comes, mom goes down to Best Buy looking for something for the kid. Gran Turismo's taken up a whole row because it's one of those titles that Sony loves to push. And she buys it for her kid and he becomes a sim racer. So yes, I am very excited for Gran Turismo 6. Cranky, I owned every Past Life. I was just telling my brother, I'm like, wow, I'm surprised it's like one of those games where it's kind of like Doom, funny enough, where Doom was so successful, and there was Doom 2 was successful, and they just disappeared for like a decade. Same thing with Half-Life. Alright, catching up now. Trying to. Track 22 cams. Ah, updated cams. Hey, Craig, you're very welcome. Yes, Erudes, I saw that. I just want to welcome to the show, in case they leave. I just want, you know, we have a few people in the audience that need to be pointed out. Obviously, Billy Strange Racing, check him out on YouTube. You've got Gamer Muscle in the chat. Welcome here as well. And Aussie Stig. And I know we had Derek Spear of Derek Spear Design in the chat as well today. So very big, nice crowd here. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to say hi to those other streamers and check out their channels if you haven't. Grand Theft Auto. Oh, Grand Theft Auto! I should have to do push-ups for that, huh? Wow. Am I excited for the new Grand Theft Auto? Okay, yes. Yes. See, that's the game that I will make time for. I will call in sick. I will clear my schedule to play Grand Theft Auto 6. Wow. Sorry. Almost, I'm trying to catch up. Here we go. I finally got it. Yes. Gamer's not here. Ignore him. He's not here. Derek Spear is here. Hey, Derek. Gamer. Stig. Everyone's here. All right. Moving along. June Coast. We already covered that. Grand Theft Auto. That's funny. Super excited. How to cope during the motor racing void. Go virtual motor racing. That's what Racing Edge is telling their fans. Couldn't agree with them more. Esports in time of pandemic. Sports is ready to go digital. I started to say about the new normal. We were talking about the new normal. Preventing flu in general. What if these type of viruses become more commonplace? And I don't want to scare anybody. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. And I'm not trying to preach doom of any kind. But what if this became normal? I mean, they were very quick to shut down every pro sport league, the Olympics, the works. Right? Like they had to. Right? They had to. What if this happens every other year? What if this happens every 5 years? What if we as humans are not allowed to go to football games anymore and they just shut down the NFL? Is this the first step to Ready Player One? Are we one step away from not being able to be in mass groups because we're such an unhealthy species? Such an unhygienic species? The response was over the top, but it's a very contagious virus. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not, don't quote me, but I don't know. We do practically live in a clean room, but we also live to be what, 70 something average age. Our predecessors lived to be about 35. I don't know. I think I live in Los Angeles, so but I think dense population makes this all more problematic. I would like to live further away from more people. Exactly. If the response had been swift, if the response had been swift, then the response could have been a lot lighter too. But that's why I get back to, is this going to become such a normal that, you see video of people in China running around with face masks 10 years ago, if that becomes, I don't know. I feel like it's all a little more vulnerable than I don't know. If this became the new norm, I could see people wearing gloves and masks to the supermarket for 2 years following this. If anything else happens in those 2 years, then this could become normal. On with the news. Thank you, Mark. Ignorance is the biggest disease, and it's so contagious. Supercars champion Kelly is asking his fans for sim advice ahead of the Esport series, because the Supercars are going Esport as well. Win sim. Yes, thank you, Devin. I have that on my show. Thank you. Get ready to post that again. I want all of you guys to go have a chance to win this. It's about education. It's about listening to scientists. That's why I wonder. I think, like me, I might be a little more careful about what I touch with my hands and then touching my face for the rest of my life. You know why? Because I might not ever get the flu again if I practice good social hygiene. I call that social hygiene. I'm going to give another shout out today. We've all been disrupted. I want to give a shout out. I was thinking about this. Think about all the people, and so many. There are a lot of people who are like finishing college. Maybe they're sports heroes who this was the year they were going to be having in their rookie season, or maybe the year they're going to be drafted. The Olympic athletes who are missing out on opportunity. There are a lot of people who have dedicated their lives to something that comes down to like this microscopic point in time. And I can't even imagine what it would be like to miss that in your life. You spent the last 10 years getting ready for something that only happens in this. If it's that transition from high school to college, or college to pro, or the Olympics. Oh, man, how heartbreaking that must be. Maybe this was your first year of real-life racing. You finally had a contract. You finally got sponsorship, and now it's not happening. Oh, so brutal. This is here at, where are we? DrivingItalia.net, giving us a steering wheel purchase guide. I think William Marsh just put one of these out. William's not here. I'll give credit to another streamer today since we're in such a social, generous mood. William Marsh, Sim Racing Paddock. I believe he also did a wheel buyer guide. I don't know where he put it, if it's a YouTube video or I thought it was an article. I don't know where he puts his articles. But here's one here also from Driving Italia, steering wheel purchase guide. Which are the best for sim racing? And he goes through your Thrustmaster, Logitech, Thrustmaster, SimuCube, old thrust or junky Thrustmaster, Logitech, cheap Thrustmaster, better Thrustmaster, CSL, more expensive Thrustmaster, ooh, Club Sport, ooh, SimXperience, Accuforce, there's a Podium, of course, SimuCube, of course, Leo Bodner, Sim Steering. They pretty much covered them all. There you go. Oh, look. This was the Sim Racing Paddock one he's referring to. So it's an article on William's video. So if you want to see Will's video on Buyer's Guide, it's right there. Flow Racers telling you their opinion on the 5 best sim racing sequential shifters. Man, I really like that AIO logs one that I just tested. That was pretty good for the money I have. Where are the pictures? There. That's the Quaif sequential. The Husingveld sequential. That's not. Yeah, it is. Okay. That looks a lot like the AIO logs, actually. The Fanatic. The Thrustmaster. That's not bad for the money. And the AIO logs. There you go. That was their opinion on the best 5 sequential shifters. Report this stream. Am I showing adult images still? I just turned my ad blocker on today. So this is the last time you guys are going to be able to enjoy any of that stuff. All right, what else? BBC signs rights to broadcast Extreme E all-electric off-road racing in the UK. All right. I don't even know what Extreme E all-electric off-road racing is, but BBC has now signed the rights to it. Anyone know? Can someone tell me? Can someone please? Yeah, Frex could have been on there. I believe ECCI is still kicking, but I think they're only doing it in like a commercial way. I don't think they're doing... I'm not sure if they're still doing over-the-counter, so to speak, things. Okay, anybody from the UK? I've never heard of it, but BBC is going to be airing it. The controller versus wheel debate. I've gotten caught of or accused of being an elitist because I feel like at the esport level, you should be on a steering wheel. But you know what? I will say this. I take it back. I don't care what you use. As long as we're all using the same game, I don't see an advantage to using the controller. So if you want to use the controller, God bless you. If you want to use the controller and you take me out because it looks like you can't hold a line in a corner, then you shouldn't be on a controller. Here we go. Touring Car Times talking about this. The WTCR launches preseason eSport series via Race Room. World Touring Car Cup has announced an official preseason eSport series that will start today, March 25th, and feature 10 WTCR drivers, including reigning champ Norbert Michaelis. So yeah, there you go. Mikhail, I better just put the disclaimer up. Mikhail Iskana, Kevin I'm not going to do it. Here are the names of the pros that are going to be running in the WTCR eSport series. So we've got more of that there, and they're running a 4-race schedule. Dance mat. Hurricane Moon, let's be honest. If you're on a controller or a console, you're a peasant. All right, what else? Beat the drivers. Here you go. So, we have a video. No, it never plays. Hey, do we have a video here? No. Beat the WTCR drivers. Oh, so they're going to fill it in. Hold on. I missed something there. Top 20 in each time attack will qualify. So they didn't include it. So it looks like they're going to fill the grid. Oh, this is awesome. See, this is what I'm talking about. And I know some people said, yeah, but nobody's going to care about the esport people who earn their way in. The top 20 in each time attack will qualify for the top server with up to 10 spots available for real WTCR drivers in each race. Positions 21 through 44 in each time attack will race in server 2. Positions 45 through 68 will race. So everybody can do this. Everyone can go out and do it. They're going to break it into groups based on position, based on the qualifying times, and the top spots are being reserved for the WTCR drivers in the top split room, which maybe they won't be fast enough to be in that room, but they will learn whether they should be there or not. Joes versus pros. Hair is what you wear when you are in drag. Craig Ricketts, that's a good question. I've wondered that. iRacing shouldn't even allow a controller. Let's train NASA. But NASA uses Xbox controllers now. They do. Like, I have seen an Xbox controller at NASA. Hair drag. Oh, you mean like when you're entering a corner. I get it. Race Room launches the preseason WTCR Esport tournament with 4 races. That starts today, so you might want to get out there and find out the details. Log on to iRacing, look for that WTCR. You could race against a real-life WTCR pro, which is awesome. Looks like they brought some sponsors, too. Track Time, Tag Heuer, KW Suspensions. With a Tag Heuer watch going to the champion. Is it Heuer? Hauer? I want hair blowing in my wind. Thank you. My beard looks nice. Who was the fastest in the Pro Draft Online Challenge number 2? The second online challenge of the 2020 MotoGP Esport Championship Pro Draft requires gamers to master wet conditions in Thailand's Chang International Circuit. Little video here of the best lap. And, oh, they're going to make us go look at who it was. But keep in mind, you've got 2 real-life Marques and Rossi are both going to be running in this series, it looks like now. What else? What else? Here's a sim to look at. Oh, here we go. Stig, get ready. I don't think I have your video here, though. The NWS Extreme Cockpit. If you send me a link to it, I'll pull it up, though. The NWS Extreme Cockpit from North World Sim. North World Sim. So here you go. It kind of looks like it's got some Visaro lines to it. Not sure if I like the way they did this. Is that a... What is this? Oh, that's for the shifter. I see. He did sort of like a P1. He's got like a P1. It's, you know, tubular chassis, not profile. But you can see he's got a P1 type arm thing. I can never pull up the images. You can see it right there. Anyway, cool looking rig. Another new rig out on the market. And then... Thank you, Derek. Thanks for joining us today, buddy. Thank you very much. Thank you for helping me with the Derek Spear Fox 85 McLaren GT3 wheel project, by the way. People learn more about what I'm talking about soon. Here you go. Stig, do you have a link to yours? SimRace, hardware news and reviews. Le Cockpit Hyper Modulable. V-Rig. Look at this contraption. I need a better version of this. I'm going to have to go to the... I'm going to have to go find... Hold on. Oh. Whoops. Here we go. Here's a better version of it. We are at Sim Racing with Aussie Stig on YouTube. And this is this crazy new rig. So if you want to see more on it, go check out Aussie Stig. Sim Racing with Aussie Stig on you. This thing. That is just too much stuff for me. I mean, that's awesome that it's like it's so adjustable and changeable. But that is a lot of stuff. Don't demonetize me for showing your video. I'm promoting your channel. It is crazy how adjustable this thing is. But it looks like it weighs 1,000 pounds. It looks like it'd be a little tricky to get in and out of. And it looks just like a lot of stuff. But that is the V-Rig. It is a total transformer. It is Omnius Prime. All right. Oh, we know we're to the end of the show. Here we go. Here we go. Only an hour and a half into it. It's finally here. It wobbles by design. I don't know if it does or doesn't. Your knees are screaming just looking at it. I'm still here. Not playing like Alex yet. All right. So here we are. This is posted by BB King. BB King posting this painted blue Deathmobile. Nice looking Deathmobile. He's got the crisscross bracing. I like that styling. Or it's actually supported. Interesting. Little design element to a total blue Deathmobile. He needs a Simpit sticker. He should send me an email. Gary. Oh, Gay Robot. Sorry, Gay Robot. Didn't mean to mess up your name. Gay Robot posted this one. RGB. No, I added the RGB. Look at it. He's got the soundproofing. I like that. Nice looking computer case right there. Looks like some water cooling. Lots of lighting in his little sim racing corner. I like that. Basic P1 chassis, it looks like. Base model. I say that. But it is in black. I don't know if I would call that base. I mean, I would like to enter a soapbox race. I would do that. I wanted to. They stopped doing. They don't do a Red Bull. What do they call? They had some funny German name for the downhill race. Weissschlaven or something. That was terrible. I probably just offended some people. I'm very sorry for that. That was not right or proper. GT1 Evo, not P1. Thank you, Neonite. Don't discriminate against robots. All right. Now I'm going to point you in the direction of a video. Right here, I have the DIY giveaway win sim. 2 heads, 200 CFM each. The fancy Simpit 3D box holding the Arduino board. You've got a power supply and a USB. This whole thing, easily $100 setup right here. I'm giving this away for free. At the end of the month will be when we close entries for the votes. There's a video at our YouTube channel. It says, contest. Win a free win sim for sim racing. I'll give you the link. It couldn't be any easier. If you follow the link in the description of this show right here. Sorry, Amir. It will take you to our Gleam contest page. Oschersleben. Oschersleben? So right here, it goes there. You can enter 5. You can get 5 different entries. I'm sure you don't do all 5, but you can get up to 5. 246 entries so far. Someone is getting this full setup. This one right here is going to somebody via that Gleam contest right there. All you have to do is follow the link. I put it, Devin put it. Follow the link to Gleam, and you can win that win sim. Now, with that said, Amir, damn you, Shaun. With that said, I'm going to give away a second one of these. The second one's going to go to a member of our patron team specifically. So, amongst our 80 or so, 82 members, we are going to do a special drawing of those people, and they are going to win another one. I'm going to build a whole other one. I already have all the parts ready to go. I'm going to 3D print theirs in whatever color under the sun they pick. They are going to get to pick their setup. I'm going to build it and send it to one of them. We're going to pick that winner at the end of the month as well. All right? So definitely go check out that show. I also did a DIY if you want to know how to build one yourself. I highly recommend. I can't understate this or overstate this too much. The Win Sim is one of the greatest things I've done for my rig. Number one, summer's coming. It's going to really help cool me down. Number 2, it gives another level of immersion, just the feeling of sensation of movement. It's really quite awesome. So whether you win this or whether you follow that DIY and build your own, I would really, really like you to check that out. Anyway, that's that. And then finally, last bit of clerical business. Sunday, we do kick off the Road America. It's the Road America race in the Simpit Road Racing Series, the GT1 Championship. If you'd like to be with us in that series, just go to iRacing, go to the league section, and do a search for Simpit Road Racing Series. Join our GT1 Championship beginning this Sunday at 10 a.m. Road America. We did a practice race last night. It was a lot of fun. Had some really, really good racing. See if we have any. I just had Tom Dudek got in today, so no new applications, but if you'd like to join us, go do that. In addition, this Saturday is the patron race. I like to throw a race to congratulate. Yes, the fans slow down, John, but when I mentioned it in my DIY piece, I really did talk about how they speed up better than they slow down. So when you slow down, the car just keeps, the fans spin. They take a little while. So it's not as good under braking as it is under acceleration or full movement. Anyway, but yeah, this Simpit Patron Trophy is going to go to the winner. Our race is going to be at Pocono International in the Cadillac CTSV. I will be calling the action. I'm no announcer, but I like having fun pointing out who's giving it a good go in that race. And then finally, if you want to be eligible for the patron winner, or if you want to be in our patron races, go check us out at patreon.com/thesimpit. Excuse me. That was such a heartburn. Oh, that was a total heartburn. Let me have a coffee chaser. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Anyway, last point that I want to bring up before we bring this one to a close. Wow, we're going to hit 40 minutes, hour and 40. Exactly, TFR. On Friday, the pit stop will be at 5 o'clock. We will do a shorter version. We're not going to go an hour and 40 on Friday, because on Friday we want to cover the big news, and then we're going to get right into some community racing. We are still stuck on iRacing, and it's just a logistics thing, and I'm working with the guys. We are definitely working on getting it, so one of these Fridays we're going to do some Project Cars, some Assetto Corsa, some R-Factor, maybe even some Codemasters, who knows, but this Friday, once again, we will be on iRacing. I'm going to talk to the guys. We'll figure out the combination. But that is going to do it for this one. Happy hump day to all of you. I'm glad I was in a better mood. I hope you all are in a good mood, and I hope you're all coping well. Be sure to thank the people in your community who are still making it so that you have food and products and good things at your home. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on Friday. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.
Thank you.